Greetings, and please allow me to apologise in advance for this longer than usual introduction. Firstly, allow me to welcome you all, members of the Federation, the Klingon Empire, the Romulan Republic, and the Dominion, to this Star Trek Online Stats Review, Starship Stats Review. We will get into the subject of the ship shortly, but I must first of all mention that this ship is primarily acquired through gambling mechanics. I do not condone or support the behaviour and the very low drop rate of said gambling mechanics. But Cryptic must do what they must do, and we should respect that. There are other means to acquire the ships. I personally have acquired 2 copies of the ship via the exchange. All I advise is if you feel you have gambling issues, please seek assistance. And keep an open mind, as there is always ways to acquire said ships. Through gambling, the ships may easily cost you up to £300. That is the warning I wish to give. But with that being said, I also find myself sombered. You see, I have a great deal of respect for Cryptic. As much as I don't condone their behaviour with gambling mechanics, I do respect Cryptic. Why? Well, it's right in front of you. One of my favourite escorts right there, the Shran class, which is among my top 3 escorts. Among my top 3 battlecruisers, you have the Gargaran, hiding just behind the Grissom. And over to the side there is the Europa, the other battlecruiser I really like. One of my 2 top science ships is right here, the Grissom. Funny that runs alongside the new Tier 6 Nova. My favourite cruiser is the Buran. And you may notice that all of them are Zen ships. Cryptic is incredible in the fact that they make absolutely beautiful ships that simply show that Cryptic and the people behind Star Trek Online truly love and respect the Star Trek universe. It is very difficult to please the fan bases most of the time. You can see that very clearly with Discovery and with the JJ verse. How they didn't exactly please me with the JJ verse. So when they do and come out with amazing ships like this that fit right in there, and not only that, but are brilliant ships that you can easily use in the end game, for example the Lexington. Well, it's safe to say that although gambling has a big hit here in, well, Star Trek Online, and is considered one of its negatives, that isn't to say you can't make absolutely amazing top tier starships and don't have to spend more than 20 quid. Well, you don't even have to spend that. You can acquire everything in this game through free to play means, and that is something I like about Star Trek Online. Now, introduction is long enough, so if you don't mind, allow me to say a thank you to Tribal Typhoon, Skyhawkings, XG Blackbird, Travis Games, Spike, Captain Riggs, Dante Demonic, and Negus, who have all helped to make this video that I'm making right now happen through their generosity and their donations to the channel. Thank you. And it is at their incredible generosity that I can introduce you to. I honestly don't care what anyone says. I absolutely adore the look of this ship. I think it looks amazing. Even if it looks like the Terran Empire of Discovery allied with the Cardassians. I love the way this ship looks. please allow me to introduce you to the Acheron Terran Dreadnought carrier. Sorry, Cryptic, I don't care what the hell you say. It should have been the Acheron Terran Dreadnought carrier, not the Terran Acheron Dreadnought carrier. Ugh. You had it as the Styx Terran Dreadnought cruiser. Why change the name around now? Oh, it's so awkward. Now, happily, as some of you may be aware already, when we get into doing these quick look over customization, despite them being classified as different types of ship, the Styx and the Acheron do actually cross over templates, and as such, you can kit bash the two together. Not that you would want to, because most of the parts don't really merge up very well. That being said, I am personally right now using the Type 8B with the Vesta pattern to get this look. So yes, I will have to show you how she really looks in a minute. The 24th century version of the Styx. If you don't remember the Styx was a 4-4, relatively slow but highly armoured, very capable ship with one hangar and decent enough DPS potential, relatively good support potential, but definitely was a powerhouse of a tank. It also had a pretty damn good console to use. It also came with the ability to use the Terran Empire frigates, and they have always been very good at debuffing. This ship is good at tanking, almost as good at tanking as the Styx. But it is vastly more powerful in DPS, at least in certain areas. And definitely, by a mile wide, better than the Styx as a support vessel. So if you're a player like myself who prefers to run support, variations of support DPS should I say, well, this is the version that you want. Let's get into it. She's a tier 6 Dreadnought carrier with a hull at level 65 of 60,750. Her hull modifier is 1.35. With a shield modifier 1.2 and a turn rate of 7. Her impulse modifier is 0.16 and her inertia rating is 30. Her bonus powers are excellent as they are +10 to both weapons and auxiliary. She has 4 device slots, 2 hangar bays that can be equipped with the Terran Empire frigates. She actually comes equipped with the base version of them. Her console layout is a deadly 5 tactical, 4 engineering, 2 science. Her weapon layout is 5-2, giving her a very heavy forward bias to builds, and she can equip dual cannons. Finally, her bridge officer positions winning the day here for me. Lowest to highest, Universal Ensign, Lieutenant Tactical, Lieutenant Commander Universal with Temporal Officer Specialization, Lieutenant Commander Engineering, and finally Commander Tactical Temporal Officer Specialization. This is a full temporal ship and thus comes with the benefits of a full temporal ship, including set modes that will either benefit you for defense, offense or support. And depending on how you charge these modes, I will talk more on them in a bit, you'll be able to deliver heavy physical damage in the form of a basic lance, so to speak, superior healing, or an excellent disable. Or maybe you want to use an amalgamation of 2 or all 3. Depends on how you charge it. This ship just gets better though. I'm not even done here. But let me first of all discuss what we have got from the stats so far overall. Yes, the 2 science consoles will make it sound like it's not so good science wise, and support is heavily done via the sciences, yes? Not necessarily. Engineering is equally as important to support. It is the sci and the engineering that basically in the end defines what kind of support you're going to be rolling and how you're going to roll it. This ship, well, X-Upgrader, make her a 5, well, make her like I want to do and have done in this situation, a 5-4-3, or just let's keep in mind that heavily in support mostly comes from universal consoles these days, so as a result the number of science slots don't matter even in that situation. We end up with a lot of potential support wise for this ship. The auxiliary power boost is excellent, her turn rate is fine for support, her defenses are decently adequate, can easily be improved, and having 2 universal seats that you can utilize towards support, as well as 2 temporal officer specialization seats that you can utilize towards support. This ship has got immense potential in that. Her pets, adding even more to it, like I said already, they're great for debuffing. There are other pets that you can use that would equally be as good in support. The Terran shuttles the Terran Discovery shuttles, for example, are excellent in realms of support control. Overall, you'll find that this ship has got a lot of potential going for it. 2 hangar bays really makes a difference. Furthermore, now, I've shunned her slightly tanking so far, but let's just be clear. She might not want to be a shield tank. I'm going to be honest with you on that one. But oh boy can she be powerful in a whole tank. Still has immense capability in that area. Built right, knowing what you're doing, you're going to be able to equal the sticks, or at least come close to it. That is something I'm very happy to see. Then we get on to her DPS potential. Now, keep in mind, I am far from being a DPS chaser. I respect DPS players because it takes a lot of analytical skill and the ability to self-assess as well as critique every detail in this game to really pull out that extra bit of DPS in the end. The mid-range DPSs is relatively comfortable to get to, but when you go for that high end, it takes knowledge, it takes some skill. This ship is probably one of those ships those high-end DPSs is going to enjoy. But if you are someone who's looking to get into DPS and really looking to enjoy DPS, this ship is absolutely up to that task, with its only real weakness being that despite being forward biased, it has such a low turn rate. However, you already have your 5-tack consoles. If you want to go 6-tack consoles, by all means, X-upgrade and go 6-tack. But let me say this right now. Keeping in mind how you can improve turn rate, you can get that turn rate up, and the 6th tactical console, which may benefit broadside builds, will be obsolete once you got this ship up, moving around and really showing its true, deadly firepower. Yeah, there are certainly things you could pick that are better for DPS when it comes to specializations and as such, I'll be honest. I personally feel Command and Intel are the best ones. But this ship is doing everything I need it to do. Now I do want to be more accurate here with what I talk about, so to give you a quick go over, her Starship Mastery is the Engineering Carrier, which allows for quick deployment, a 20% recharge time reduction for launching carrier pets, 50% rank up experience for all hangar pets, Armored Hull, which is going to give her a 10% boost in hull hit points, Enhanced Hull Plating, which is going to let her enjoy a plus 25 to all energy damage and all radiation damage resistance, Enhanced Shielding Systems, kind of okay, with a plus 10% to shield hit points, and, well, then you have the Molecular Reconstruction Beam that I brought up to you earlier. In offensive configuration, will enhance your maximum engine power, turn, flight speed, but will reduce your incoming hull healing. In defensive configuration, you'll enjoy an enhanced maximum shield and incoming hull healing, but will lose turn rate and flight speed. As you can probably guess, defensive configuration is the least popular. Then you have support configuration, one of my personal favourites, boosting the max of your auxiliary power in exotic damage and control strength, but reduces your energy weapon damage output. Admittedly, DPS chasers may not want to be using support configuration, but as a support chaser that I am, 100% I love support configuration, and well, the secondary effect of its ability. Yeah, the disable is excellent, if you're going for a control build, that is. Now, one final thing. Let's quickly talk the hangar pets. With this ship you get the Terran Empire frigates. You can upgrade these to the advanced, or with your fleet you can go to the elite Terran Empire frigates. These are equipped with the resilient linked phasers. Now, resilient linked gives them extra defense and extra engineering readiness. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I would have definitely preferred it to have been the, I can't remember what they are. I think it's integrity linked. No! Targeting linked to give it the accuracy and tactical readiness, but hey, the little bit of extra endurance for these pets isn't a problem. They're also equipped with quantum weaponry, and they, well, benefit from being fire at will and agony ray. The advanced gets attack pattern beta, and the elites, the ones that really get the benefit of agony ray free, attack pattern beta free, and suppression barrage free. Very, very powerful, very effective little pets. And considering the amount of punishment they can take, I'm not going to argue against them, just saying. But okay, console and trait now. Console and trait. I would joke and say she's sleek and slender, but technically speaking, she's so massive she can never be slender. Hello, you beautiful ship. Oh, yes, I forgot to also mention she does have the subsystem targeting abilities, which will come in handy again for support-wise. Let me clarify quickly on the molecular reconstruction beam. When you can fire off its final mode, you're either going to deal almost 5,000 points of physical damage per second for 5 seconds per counter. You're either going to get 2,000 hull healing per second for 5 seconds per counter, or you're going to get 3 seconds worth of disable per counter. Now, that's all well and good, what I really want to discuss right now are these beauties. Oops, wrong one. You see, on this wonderful ship that I have set up in a support build, for those that want to be clarified, this is a damage resistance debuffing and minor control support build. I'm using pulse phasers as I've gone for a phaser energy version of the build. If you want to do plasma, I strongly advised either using Ferengi plasma or Romulan plasma. And if you are going for, I'm half arguing myself here, if you're going for disruptor, well, then you'd be better off either going with Cardassian spiral wave disruptor weaponry, or the other one that I want to say I can't remember the name of right now, so hey, I'll just recommend Terran disruptors. Radiation damage! Okay. But no, seriously. First of all, we have the console. Universal Temporal MRV Launcher. MERV Launcher. Now the console's passives are quite interesting, though I'm not 100% sure why you'd overly care. You have a plus 25% to flight turn rate while at full impulse. Seriously, what is it with all these while at the moment, Cryptic? You're getting too many of them. Stop it. That's a negative on this console. Should have just been a plus 25% turn rate boost. Thank you. Plus 5% cooldown reduction on universal consoles. Now that I appreciate, and that's going to work really well with the unconventional systems. You don't have the active ability. Launch Temporal MERV. Now, the way this describes itself as working, I'm going to go ahead and say it's not very accurate. So, I'll explain what I saw in testing after this. First of all, you have self-replicating projectiles with radiation damage and a speed debuff. You will launch 3 Temporal MERV projectiles which will seek out foes. After nearing a foe, it will stop and start to duplicate itself, creating duplicate projectiles once per 2 seconds for up to 12 seconds. And after 12 seconds, the original MERV will continue towards the foe and explode. Okay? Now, each second, original or the duplicate deals 6,588.4 radiation damage and 8% reduction to speed, turn rate, and weapons firing cycle haste that can stack up to 5 times to all foes within 1 kilometer of the impact area. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? This is an excellent console, an absolutely excellent console for support players, especially those that, like me, love to either be controlling or debuffing enemies to reduce their damage resistances, to hit them over time. EPG builds galore for this console, really. It's a nice one for support, but actually I'd also say it's really good for DPS. Here's why. Let's say it's launched, that one of the projectiles has launched, it's gone up to its target, and within 4 seconds of activation, the target it has gone towards has exploded, been destroyed. Well, now you've got another 8 seconds worth that you'd expect it to go dormant and do nothing. By the sounds of it, no. So long as there is another target within range, which does seem to be a full 10 kilometer range, it will continue to fire projectiles off at those targets. It will, by practice, from what I could see, it will always target the closest enemy, but it will continue firing until the full 12 seconds has been depleted. After the 12 seconds, if the original target has survived, the original MIRV will move on to the first target and explode against that target. If the original target has been destroyed, well, of each time that I used the console, I have noticed that roughly 1 in 3 will seek out a new target. But it is not guaranteed, so I don't know if it's meant to be doing it or if it's just a bug. If it's meant to be doing it on that sort of practice, and it's just a hidden aspect to the console, well, pull your cards lucky, you're going to do even more damage or maybe a little bit less. But overall, you always get full effectiveness out of this console so long as you have enemies in range of it. Considering this comes on a lockbox ship, this is one of the best consoles I've seen a lockbox ship in a long time, and I'm very, very happy with it. As a result, I'm going to be honest, this is getting full marks. 5 out of 5 stars for this console, even with that stupid turn rate being limited to full impulse. Because I'm actually going to be honest, I've come to appreciate that aspect. And I've kind of come to appreciate the console overall, regardless of that. So yeah, very good console. Trait. Okay, so I've stepped myself away a second because I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. So we're going to go on to the trait now. But here's something I want to have in question to you. Should that not affect it? Overwhelming force. I really need to test whether or not it does. You see, here's the thing with this ship and its trait. Gravitic Entanglement is an energy weapon AoE abilities. I'm sorry, but excuse me. Sorry, Charged Particle Burst, I just remembered its name again, is an energy weapon AoE ability, so should that not also trigger it? But apparently only triggered by Fire at Will and Cannon Scatter Volley. I'm an argument against this, but the actual effects of this trait is that when using Fire at Will or Cannon Scatter Volley, or should I say when they are active, foes that are hit by your energy weapons are pulled together so long as they are within 5 kilometers of each other. If attractive foes are within 0.5 kilometers of each other, instead of being attracted together, they will actually deal 1,000, nearly 2,000 kinetic damage instead. This can only trigger once per 5 seconds. Once per 5 seconds per target. So if one ship has triggered off that kinetic damage, it won't be able to trigger it again for 5 seconds, but if another ship slams into it, you're still going to get that damage trigger off because of the other ship. It does affect both ships in question as well, so reasonable. Now here's the thing. I'm hoping that kinetic damage can be boosted. Because if you can't boost that kinetic damage output, well then, you have an issue. See, I can't really say 100% here because I'm not good in any way, not even remotely, in understanding when it comes to kinetic builds. I have the basics down, and I have the concepts down, so I can talk about kinetic builds and what benefits them. But when it comes to actually understanding that high-end potential kinetic builds, I start to get lost. And I wonder, would this trait be worth slotting in place of another trait? Those of you that are only good at kinetic builds, let me know. And let me know Because the only way I can see this being one that you would want to slot in that situation is if your kinetic damage boosting boosts also the kinetic damage of this trait. If not, well, you're having to slot an energy weapon to be able to trigger this off. You can't just use a dummy bridge officer ability, like a dummy fire at will, to get your ability of this and have it triggered by any of the weapons that you fire. You have to specifically be firing an energy weapon, and those energy weapons have to hit targets for the effect. As a result, you're losing some of your overall damage potential in order to deal damage with the trait instead. So definitely you'd want to be able to boost the damage output of the trait. Now, on the energy weapon side of things, something I'm far more understanding of, well, it's definitely something you might want to consider using if you are a control specialist or someone that works with control builds more often than not. It will come greatly in handy, and when propped off excitingly with a gravity well in function, you're going to be able to get a lot of damage out of this trait. But outside of that, I see it being reasonable on a scatter volley build, but on a fire at wheel build, that's going to be limited to the carriers only. You see, the problem with Star Trek Online at the moment is rapid fire, fire at will, and beam overload for energy builds are great. Specialization versions are really good. They've definitely been boosted recently thanks to a certain Jem'Hadar legendary. However, fire at will has its weird spot. It is wrong, in my opinion, to state fire at will as being poor, because it is excellent when you are using carriers. Combining fire at will with certain traits lead to not only yourself but your carrier pets being more enduring or dealing more damage, and that can really come in handy and will be, in this situation, could actually be a great little addition to use with that. But if you was to drop it away from carriers, honestly, I don't think this trait is something you'd want to use in an energy build. Unless, like I said before, unless you are a control and energy build. So, certain situations makes this trait really good, where other situations it's an nah. But then again, that's kind of a trait thing. So, let's play fair, and what I will say is this trait gets 4 out of 5. I would consider lower, but I'm benefiting of the doubt here and going with the idea that if you use this on a kinetics build, you will deal much higher kinetic damage out of this than you would do, well, my energy build. Okay, I have been going on a little bit here, haven't I? Just a little bit. I've also been knocked around a little bit because I'm really not sure how to describe this ship. I don't know how to set it, and it's a really good ship. So now, what are we going to do? I mean, if I was going to go out with a jellyfish, I'd show how great it is lazy boating. There's only one way to truly show what this ship can do. I'm either going to regret this or I'm going to love it. But that's how confident I am. Let's do an Infected Conjurer Elite. Hopefully it's going to proc off. I'm not doing it with anyone. I don't have a team. Most people that go in to do this do it in a team. See how we do, eh? In the meantime, I'm just going to quickly say, Cryptic, could you please, for the love of mercy, fix your goddamn builds? Oh, looks like I could get an advanced to trigger, but I couldn't get an elite. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Why does no one want to fly elite? No one wants to fly elite. I'm so disappointed. I'm gonna mess with this just while we're waiting to get into the thing. Ooh, destroy destructible torpedoes. No, kinetic damage space. I'll take that. Destroy bullships. I'm actually doing two of my endeavors in this review. Have fun with that. Yes. I got a pretty good DPS off this ship the other day, I think. No. Wait, was it this ship? Was it my Juggernaut? Oh, it was my Juggernaut. You! Yes! Lazy Boat Extreme, you awesome thing! Gets fireworks from me. Oh my word, right. Now I want that going, get all this going. It's not going to be the best log I get, but hey ho. Offensive config for this. Oh, and like I said, this is a support configuration, so I'm actually going for damage debuff and minor control. Let them go out now. Thank you. I'm now facing the wrong direction though for what I wanted. Go up them all. Whoops. Thank you. Come up here. Get off. Get my mutilating phaser lance off when I can. Get you off. Help me, help me, help me. You're triggered. Right, let's get round. He's doing an excellent job there and will be more than ready when we need him to be. Take that one out. Come on, fly by. I'm coming around here because I want to be able to target onto you quickly. Thank you. Get another lance fired off. I just realised I'm completely missing opportunities to use certain things here. Move in. I'm not moving quick enough, but hey ho. Right, get that off, get that off, get that off, get you off. Get all that off. I really should have gone close to that jellyfish to help him out, but hey ho. He's going to be helping me out regardless. That jellyfish is going to be doing a huge amount of damage. I'm going to be honest with you guys. That console and that jellyfish's power is so damn strong. I just realised I forgot to launch my pets, didn't I? Well, that's the delayed impact. Right. Not too bad in an advanced. I'm actually quite happy with that. Yink. Oh, it really makes me want to want an elite. Please, Grumpy, be on later. Oh, unless Oggy doesn't mind me running an elite with him. Ooh. I wonder if I could convince him. I am nowhere near his level though. Honestly, guys, gotta say this. I could not be happy with this ship if I tried. Genuinely, I highly recommend this ship out. But we have one last thing to look at. One last thing, and that requires me to jump on over here. Welcome back to the place I really call home. I've done this in a weird order today. But just a quick now bit on customization for the ship. Now, oh, isn't that lucky? The first one it shows is the actual way it's supposed to look. I just want to give this away now that I'm actually currently using the Type 8B Acheron with the Vesta patterns, which results in, well, Iron Man if you want. You could do what I think Oggy's doing, which is this look, which honestly is beautiful. You can go with something more aqua if you wanted to. There is so many patterns that you could come up with for this ship. It's unreal. Have some fun. Plenty of patterns in there. If you did want a complete coloration, you can do. Like I said before, the Styx is available for this ship. And it does honestly look nice as a ship, but it's unfortunate that some of the parts don't really mesh well. The Acheron is absolutely beautiful, standardly speaking. This is its standard pattern. Custopia does a gold and white. Not 100% you're gonna ever want to go with that. I love the fact that is white and the middle bits where it's supposed to be on is grey. Like, okay. I honestly think the pattern looks amazing though. A little bit of a shame the fact that the Imperial... Oh, hang on. Let me change that so I can see which part. So, on this hull, the actual Type 7A Imperial are just these gold elements here. And that is the new mirror universe. So, you have the Terran Empire as we know it, which I believe is Type 2. Yeah, that's the modern Terran Empire that we see at the moment from Star Trek Online. And then there's the other Terran Empire now, I guess colorations wise, which is that. Which I'm not gonna lie, I like a lot more than the Terran Type 2. You do have access to, of course, Discovery, where you can put hearts on the front of it if you wish. The old Terran ones, if you're wondering which one matches best with the pets, you want the Discovery era Terran Type 1. That meshes it perfectly with the pets. Also have Terran Empire Type 2, which is the Vanity Shield as well. Unfortunately, for some reason, although you do have NX refit and NX, you don't have access to Galaxy, Defiant, Sovereign, Voyager, Vesta. I would have at least liked to have seen one or two of them available to this ship, so a bit annoyed at you on that one, Cryptic, but hey ho. But like I said, you do have the Type 8, Type 8 and Type 8B, which gives you this aesthetic looks to the ship. Can be quite nice, depends on your tastes. But let me make this nice and clear, guys. Like I was saying, I really do recommend this ship to every player type, if I'm totally honest. Don't you budge through me. If you're a DPS player, whether it be new to DPS or top-end DPS elite, you're definitely going to enjoy this ship from what I can tell. If you are a tank, you've already got the sticks, well, I'm going to be honest with you, you're probably not going to be gaining much. Generally speaking, I don't think you'll be gaining a lot by getting this ship over the ship you already have. But if you don't have the sticks, then this could potentially be a better option for you, as it is close to on par with the sticks for tanking, and it's better at the other two areas, so it will give you more to play with if you did want to. Then we have support, and it's the reason why one of my patterns is nicknamed Titan. Generally speaking, I do consider this, it may not be the Titan, but it's one of the Titan support ships that you can have in the game at the moment. Absolutely brilliant at the role. Definitely one I would consider getting it for any support player. And honestly, the only thing I don't like about her is the fact that she's a gambling ship. But let's just clarify before we finalise and wrap up here. If you was to try and get the ship right now, I've been meaning to do this more often. I'm actually going to leave this in just to give you guys an idea of how awkward everything is being to me right now. Oh, don't you dare do that again. No. I'm having one of those days where things don't want to... Control C, because mouse doesn't want to work with the wiki right now. Wiki's got a problem. Yeah, you can't right click on the wiki right now. Whoopie-dees! In to me! Are you kidding? Ah, okay. Okay, so the price has come down. When I acquired it, it was, well, I acquired one for that. 1.4 bill. I also acquired one at 1.25 bill, so not bad. Hey, it's Future Ri'shad here, being a bit of a nuisance. I was about to say that the giveaway I intend to do for this ship was going to be held Friday, but considering that's literally tomorrow, it's not really giving you guys enough warning. So keep an eye out on our social medias and my Twitter. I will be announcing the actual giveaway's confirmed date. It will be in over a week's time. I can't tell you if it's going to be in 7 days or 10 days though, so we'll see. Depends on when my next day off is. Keep your ear out for that if you want a chance to win the ship. But with that being said, thank you for watching, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I would love to hear from you in the comment sections as to your thoughts and your opinions on the ship. Do you like it? Do you want to get it? Let me know. Is there anything you're hoping to see from Cryptic in the near future? I'm getting pointed at and laughed at the moment by a Nautican. And once again, can I just say a massive thank you to people credited on screen right now for helping to make this video possible, as well as the many others I've worked on. Is there anyone who wants to help support this channel? Then maybe consider hitting the like button or just sharing this video, as that has a huge effect. And hopefully I'll see you in the future. Until then, may your stars burn brightly. Live long and prosper. Ciao for now.